Remember when former President Trump wanted to ban TikTok? He claimed it was a security risk. That was back in 2020. Fast forward to today, and Trump's tune has changed. Now he's suggesting a 50-50 joint venture for TikTok's US operations. That's right, a partnership between the US and China. Trump's reasoning? He's downplaying the risks. He says it's just young people watching silly videos. But experts aren't convinced. They argue that China could still get its hands on user data, even with a joint venture. This whole situation is a head-scratcher. It raises serious questions about data security and national security, and it highlights the challenges of navigating the complex relationship between the US and China in the digital age. One thing's for sure, the future of TikTok in America is still up in the air. Historically, US-China relations have been complex, marked by both cooperation and tension. The TikTok ban was part of a broader concern over Chinese tech companies like Huawei. Legal battles ensued, and TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, fought back. ByteDance proposed a joint venture to address security concerns. Experts are divided on whether this joint venture would truly mitigate risks. The debate continues with strong opinions on both sides. Meanwhile, TikTok remains a popular platform, especially among younger users. The future of TikTok in America will depend on how these complex issues are resolved. As the digital landscape evolves, so too will the challenges and opportunities in US-China tech relations. The ongoing discussions and negotiations will shape the future of digital security. Both nations must find a balance between innovation and security. TikTok's global influence continues to grow, making these decisions even more critical. As users enjoy the platform, the underlying issues remain unresolved. The resolution of these issues will set a precedent for future tech relations between the US and China. The outcome will impact not just TikTok, but the broader landscape of digital security and international tech relations. The biggest concern with TikTok is data security. Critics worry that the Chinese government could access user data through the app. This includes everything from personal information to browsing history. TikTok claims that US user data is stored on US soil. They say it's not accessible to the Chinese government, but some experts are skeptical. Hey, what's up guys? Sorry to interrupt this amazing program, but I need a little help if you're watching this on YouTube. You can probably see our subscriber number right below the video, and if you're able to, it would mean the world if you could subscribe to our new and growing channel. When you subscribe, it helps our videos get exposed to more audiences like yourself. Our mission is simple: to bring you cool contents that inspires, informs, and adds real value to your life. In return, my team and I promise to keep pushing harder than ever to make this show better for you every single week. Thank you for being part of this journey. We couldn't do it without you. Now let's get back to our video. They point out that Chinese companies are obligated to cooperate with their government. This means they could be forced to hand over data even if they don't want to. The debate over TikTok's data security is far from over. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. But one thing is clear: our personal data is increasingly vulnerable in the digital age. As technology evolves, so do the threats to our privacy. Staying informed and vigilant is more important than ever. Data security isn't the only concern with TikTok. There's also the issue of content manipulation. Critics worry that the Chinese government could use TikTok to spread propaganda and misinformation. They could manipulate the app's algorithm to promote certain content and suppress others. Imagine a scenario where TikTok becomes a tool for political influence. The Chinese government could use it to sway public opinion on sensitive issues. They could even try to interfere with elections. This is a chilling thought. It's important to note that TikTok isn't the only platform vulnerable to manipulation. All social media platforms face this challenge. But TikTok's ties to China make it a particularly concerning case. The potential for misuse is significant, and the implications for global information integrity are profound. It's easy to dismiss TikTok as just a silly app for dancing teenagers, but that would be a mistake. TikTok is a powerful platform with a massive reach. It has over 170 million users in the United States alone. TikTok's influence goes beyond entertainment. It's a major source of news and information for many young people. They use it to stay informed about current events and to engage in political discussions. This makes TikTok a potential target for manipulation and influence campaigns. The Chinese government understands the power of social media. They've already been accused of using platforms like Facebook and Twitter to spread propaganda and sow discord. It's not a stretch to imagine them doing the same with TikTok. The app's algorithm is designed to keep users engaged, making it an effective tool for spreading information quickly. This rapid dissemination of content can be both a strength and a vulnerability. As TikTok continues to grow, its impact on American society will only become more significant. Section 5. National Security Nightmares. China's Potential Influence. The potential for Chinese influence over TikTok is a major national security concern. Imagine the Chinese government using TikTok to gather intelligence on American citizens. They could target individuals with personalized propaganda or even try to recruit spies. The risks go beyond individual users. The Chinese government could use TikTok to gain insights into American society as a whole. They could track trends in public opinion or identify potential vulnerabilities. This information could be used to harm American interests, both at home and abroad. It's a sobering thought. The potential consequences of Chinese influence over TikTok are far-reaching and potentially devastating. It's not just about data, it's about the power to shape narratives and influence minds. The stakes are incredibly high and the implications are profound. Section 6. Untangling TikTok. Can it truly be separate from China? Even if TikTok is sold to an American company, can it ever truly be separate from China? That's the question many experts are asking. They argue that TikTok's Chinese origins will always pose a risk. TikTok's code was written in China, its algorithms were developed there, and its parent company, ByteDance, is still based in China. This means that the Chinese government could still have backdoor access to TikTok's systems regardless of who owns it. Untangling TikTok from China is a complex task, perhaps even an impossible one. It would require a complete overhaul of the app's code, algorithms, and infrastructure. And even then, there's no guarantee that the Chinese government wouldn't find a way to maintain some level of control. The debate continues as policymakers and tech experts weigh the potential risks and benefits. Ultimately, the future of TikTok in the US remains uncertain, as the complexities of its ties to China are unraveled. Section 7. TikTok's defense addressing US concerns. Faced with mounting pressure, TikTok has taken steps to address US concerns. They've hired American executives, opened a transparency center in Los Angeles, and pledged to store US user data on US soil. TikTok claims that these measures are enough to mitigate the risks. They argue that they're committed to protecting user privacy and security. But many US lawmakers remain unconvinced. They argue that TikTok's ties to China are too strong to ignore. The debate over TikTok's future in the US is likely to continue for some time. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's a debate that we need to have. The stakes are simply too high to ignore. As the conversation continues, more voices are joining in. Experts are weighing in on the potential risks and benefits. The public remains divided, with many unsure of what to believe. Government officials continue to push for stricter regulations. Meanwhile, protests and public demonstrations highlight the growing concern. It's clear that this issue resonates deeply with many Americans. Community actions and petitions are becoming more common. As the debate rages on, the future of TikTok in the US remains uncertain. Section 8. The future of TikTok, a digital dilemma. So, what's the future of TikTok in America? It's a digital dilemma with no easy answers. Some argue that the app should be banned outright, citing national security concerns. Others believe that a sale to an American company is the best solution. There's also the possibility of a compromise. Perhaps TikTok could operate in the US under strict government oversight. This would allow American users to continue enjoying the app while mitigating some of the risks. Whatever the outcome, the TikTok saga highlights the growing importance of data security and digital sovereignty in the 21st century. It's a wake-up call for all of us. We need to be more aware of the data we share online and the potential risks involved. As technology evolves, so must our understanding and approach to digital security. The decisions we make today will shape the digital landscape of tomorrow. Section 9. Conclusion: a digital tightrope. The TikTok story is a complex one, full of twists and turns. It's a story about data security, national security, and the challenges of regulating technology in a globalized world. It's also a story that's far from over. As we navigate this digital age, we're going to face more dilemmas like this. We're going to have to find a way to balance our desire for innovation with the need to protect our privacy and security. It's a digital tightrope walk, and the stakes are only getting higher. With every step forward in technology, we must be vigilant about the potential risks. The balance between progress and protection is delicate, and it's a journey we must navigate with care.